Welcome to a new practical walkthrough. This time we are going to implement the red client. So go here and add a new project. Right click, add new project, and then select the C# Windows console. Select the console app.NET framework. Click next and call this red client. Confirm that the location is red final project and then click create. Open the program.cs file and then go and download this file, program.txt. Make sure the namespace is red client, same as this client, and then copy everything from here and overwrite everything here. So this program.cs is very minimal and clean. All the functionality is already abstracted out into three other files, three other classes: client desktop, client keylogger, and client basic. And those files, we are going to create them now. So we have program.cs, which is this file. Now we are going to add client basic, client desktop, and client keylogger. So the first one is client basic. So we right click on the red client, select add, select class, and we will call it client basic. Click add. Next, go and download this file, client basic text, and then select everything from here, copy and overwrite everything in here. Okay, you notice that this thing is underlined in red, so you need to add that in the reference. Add reference, go to assemblies, look for system Windows forms. System Windows forms. Hit OK. And now the error goes away. Next thing we are going to add is client desktop. Right click, add, class, and the name of this file will be client desktop. So we go to here, references, add reference, assemblies, look for system drawing. System drawing over here. Click OK, and that should fix it. Next one is this system remoting. So reference again, system remoting. System runtime remoting. Click OK. Alright, scroll down and see if there's any more errors. Okay, we fixed that. Save everything. And the last one you want to add is keylogger. So right click, add, class, call this client keylogger. Client keylogger. Click add. Go and download this file called client keylogger text, and then copy everything from here and overwrite this. Let's fix the libraries now, see if there's any that needs fixing. Okay, this one. So just hover your mouse, click on Show Potential Fixes, and select Using System Windows Input. Scroll down and see if there's any more that needs fixing. Keyboard, put your mouse over there, click on Show Potential Fixes, and select Using System Windows Input. Scroll down. Alright, I think we fixed everything. Now we can save everything. So I think we have input all our necessary files. For the red client, we need to input client basic. Client basic is here. Client desktop, done. Client keylogger, done. Program CS, done. Let me explain the code. So this is a console base, it doesn't have a window, so the program will start with this class. So once it starts, it will call the client desktop and client keylogger and client basic. So this makes the code very neat because all the implementation is factored out into the respective classes. Very modular. So the first thing is client desktop. You will call this function init client desktop, which is here. And here is where you find all the code for capturing the remote desktop. And all these are very familiar because we have done this before. Nothing different here. Just that now we've abstracted it out to a different class. Second one you will call is the keylogger, init client keylogger, which is here. And this is also very familiar because we have done this before, just that now everything is put out in a separate file. Right, there's something new here. In order to make use of the remoting interface, this class client keylogger needs to have access to the desktop interface. So this line is where we assign the desktop interface that came from the client desktop. The client desktop has already created this interface here and save it here. So I make this as a public object so that you can share this object with your keylogger. So once you make this to a public object, your client keylogger can access it directly like this and assign it locally to its own object. So no point in creating again because client desktop already has it. So this is a neat way of solving how you can share objects between classes. So the rest is the same. We have done this before. And the last one it will call is the client basic. Now client basic must be last because there's a loop there. If you put this as a first line here, then it will loop there and stop there. The other two will not be reached. So that's why you make sure that you put this at the last, because it will, once it enters this loop, it will stay there. So client basic has got a client loop, so you will call its client loop, which is here. This is the client loop. So once it comes in here, you go into the perpetual for loop and run the client. So this again is very familiar. We have done it before. The code is exactly the same, so no need to do again. The thing you need to change is the IP address. For me, my IP address for my virtual host is 192.168.56.1. You need to check for yours. And I already taught you how to do that in previous lessons. If you don't want to use a virtual host to do this, you can put this as a loopback address. You can put 127.0.0.1, then you don't have to change this. You just put 127.0.0.1. So you need to change this here, and also your client desktop, this one as well. Make sure you change to your IP address for your machine. What is the loopback address, or the if it's loopback is 127.0.0.1, If you are using a virtual host with a VirtualBox, then you must find out what is yours here. So now we can build everything, save everything, build client red, check for any errors, build succeeded, no errors. So with that, we've finished the coding of this project for this red final project. In the next lesson, we are going to test it out. Thank you for watching.